shareholders, it might finally be time for a pullback. I know. As someone who's also invested in this stock, it kills me to say that we might have a slight pullback. But it shouldn't kill you, or shouldn't kill me to say that, because I think we're about to have a great buying opportunity. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly why I believe that we have just started a pullback in Palantir. Retail investors, please don't hate me. The 5 reasons we're going to go over in this video are going to be the divergence on the weekly chart, the volume profile gap down. We're going to look at my valuation metric tool, in which sadly Palantir has a 0 of 6 score on, and it's actually telling me to trim my position on my margin of risk. 4, it's a top 5 gainer in this S&P 500. And the 5th one that I wanted you to watch is that we have, which is a good thing, a massive cup and handle. But it is not a cup and handle pattern. It is just a cup as of right now. So let's get into this. So first thing we're going to look at is going to be this cup and handle. We'll start off with this. You have a cup. I have drawn the handle, but we do not have a handle yet. As you can see, we are back right at all-time highs from 2021. So we have formed the cup. We need to form the handle. I do not believe, I could be wrong, but I do not believe that we're just going to blast through this cup. We could and make an ugly cup and go up to here and then have that pull back. But I'm going to show you why I think probabilities are everything. So you have to look at all the probabilities, and the more that line up on one side means that the possibilities are greater that it's going to happen. If it was just this, I would say no, I don't think so. But I'm going to show you multiple reasons. So we have this handle. 1. After this cup, we need to form the handle on the cup and make the handle. 2nd, we have this volume gap on the volume profile down to about $36, between $36 and $37. I think this would be a great buying opportunity. This is where I'm targeting to buy Palantir. I'm going to target and buy more shares here. I have trimmed a little bit, as I'll show you on my valuation metric tool that I follow to the T. I have trimmed about 10 or 20% of my Palantir position because of what it's telling me. And I'll show that to you in a minute. But so I do believe we'll have this pullback to this white line right here to fill this volume weighted gap. We also don't, we have gone up in a straight line from this support right here. We made this support. Let me see. We made this support right here at about $30. From our previous cup and handle breakout, we retested it and launched higher. But from there, we have really not pulled back and created a lot of support. We have pulled back, but just straight back up on the weekly. So we haven't like created a support on the weekly. So next I'm going to show you. So need the handle to form, volume gap on the volume profile. MACD looks great, not going to lie. Looks great, continuing higher volume, not worried about that. Where I start to get worried, the RSI. The RSI is almost at the highest point. Let's see, almost at the highest point it's ever been. And what do we have? We have boop, 1 and 2. Who knows what happens here? We do have earnings coming up, so we could reach back up to here. But man, we are just getting in the really overbought area, as you can see. We're at 79, and we are basically at the highest it's ever been. That's one other reason. Another reason, the stochastic is at the highest point it's ever been. And you are you hit that highest point, you came back down, and now you're retesting that. Are we going to break through it and go higher, or are we going to break back down and come back down in here into the sweet spot and have a little pullback? Another reason, the Williams R. This one's probably the most compelling to me. We have a downtrend on the Williams R. We came up here to a peak and then did this and then came up, touched it again, we're touching it again. If we do not break over this peak right here, again, being at the highest point we have ever been, we may have a pullback. The pullback is not crazy. Well, I mean, it might be about 15-20% if it goes all the way back down here, right? Yep, about 20% pullback. I don't know if we'll get all the way down here, honestly, but maybe a 5, 10, 15% pullback if they don't have the numbers to back up the massive stock price boom, then we could. But again, I am a shareholder. I love Palantir. I'm a holder for the long term. I'm just trying to bring this to light for everybody, just to prepare, maybe get some cash on the side if we do have this pullback. There are multiple factors, as I am showing you, that say we're in for a pullback. Now let's go over to my valuation tool. This is Palantir on my valuation tool. And as we can see, free cash flow yield, future free cash flow yield, PE, forward PE, PEG ratio, they're all red. We have a 0.6 score. Our buy price is $38 or less with 10% margin of safety as we go, or 34 or 30. So like I said, if we get under 38 is the fair value of the company. We are a bit above that right now. If we have earnings come in and I can revise some of these numbers higher, revise some of the growth rates higher, which I'm going up to 30% growth rate, and I'm being conservative, but a little bit above conservative. Then, like I said, I would be buying at 38 or less. And then this is something that I built and I kind of figured out how to do with my investing strategy. And it's basically you have your current margin of safety, is what you want to buy as far under as possible, and you have your current margin of risk. You want to start trimming as we get higher into this, because this is saying it is not just over 100 PE, it's extremely running away from the fundamentals. I love this company just like the next person, but we still have to look at the fundamentals. And the way you value growth companies is really your PEG ratio and your free cash flow. And if those are extremely running away, and you have to put in some crazy numbers in here and have the most perfect thesis, even if that hits and plays out, they still might not grow. We saw it with Tesla. Tesla has taken a huge break off and had a huge fall from grace because those most rosiest of rosy assumptions definitely did not play out. And they had a couple hiccups, especially with interest rates. This is what I'm saying, and this is why I have this built. This isn't for me to sell out of my whole position. This is for me to track and say, okay, when should I take some trims? That way, if it has a pullback, I can buy at these prices. Take my gains, buy at these prices. Not to be confused with selling completely out of your position to buy back in and pray for a pullback. No, just slightly trim your positions. That's what I do. You don't have to do that. Whatever. But that's what I'm just showing you. So we have my valuation metric tool that is telling me to trim 20% of my position, which I've trimmed about 10 to 15% of my position. We have a divergence on the weekly, on the RSI, the stochastic, the trend, and on the Williams R. And we are back at resistance of all-time highs with a massive cup on the weekly chart and needing to create a handle. Either the handle goes like this or it goes like this. and a volume profile gap down to $36, which I just told you I would be buying under $38. So again, hopefully retail doesn't hate me for this, but I just wanted to bring this to light, show everybody, this is what I'm looking at. I'm not going to trade the downside on Palantir. You do not trade amazing company. You do not short amazing companies like this. Point blank. You do not short Nvidia. You do not short Tesla. You do not short Palantir. You do not short amazing companies like this because you will get burned. Case in point. So this isn't a trade. This isn't anything like that. I'm just bringing it to light for all the Palantir bulls and everybody that loves Palantir like I do and potentially wants to buy more. We should be rooting for a dip in the company. Not a crash, a dip. A dip means that we could buy more shares. We should have all locked in some gains from this great year. We should have some cash on the side. I would love to buy some more Palantir because my thesis has greatly increased on this great company. Let me know in the comments if I'm crazy. Let me know in the comments if you think you don't like me anymore because I have this thesis. Again, I am still bullish the company long term, and I love Palantir. It's just I just want to show everybody this, that we do have some divergences and a lot of indicators screaming at us that it might be time for a pullback. So let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know in the comments where you want to be buying in at this company at and where you would like to see a dip to. Well, I really appreciate it if you stuck around to the end of this video. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend and are ready for Super Bowl earnings week starting tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Have a great day.